Um,
And Irene, I've had the same problem with my work meetings. I always forget to record it.
you know what I should do? No, but some of the meetings are confidential, that I don't need it recorded, but I should have it as automatic and
Mm.
then turn it off to be like, actually, I don't want this meeting recorded. But it is actually only the Wednesday meeting that I record, so it's available for anyone to log on if needed. Um,
I think somebody has joined us.
yes, hi, I think it's Lalani, hey, that comes out as user. I can't remember. Hey, Lalani,
Hey, how are you?
fine, how are you?
Good, good. It's nice to know that I'm user. I must actually fix it.
Yeah, it should yeah, you should be able to fix it when you log on. So
You see, I'm still a part.
yeah, it took me a while to get back into
So,
Zoom.
so
Don't worry, don't worry. It really took me a while to get back into Zoom. So, Lilani, how did you cope with chat being offline yesterday? It's horrible, eh?
Oh my word, it was the worst, eh? Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
it's not
realized
every
how I
day.
am totally relying on chat.
Yeah, yeah. At first I thought it was my computer, so I shut everything down, and then I went to my phone, and then it was doing it on my
I
phone as well.
remember. Yeah, no, it was
Oh,
horrible. And you know what? Last night and the night before, I wanted to do all the paperwork. No, it was last night. I wanted to do all the paperwork that we had the business session yesterday about. And yeah, so much for that, eh?
yeah, no, I know. I also just eventually gave up, and then grafted a bit later. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, it was the worst.
so what
Yeah,
I want to do?
so my 42-day challenge
Yes, talk to me.
needs to change, remember?
No, refresh my
We
memory.
all remember we said we need to bring in the discipline and the
Yes,
planning.
yes.
Yeah. So
Okay, so
that's my little issue. So from I'm obviously going to do the rest of the weight loss and the nutrition and blah 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 blah, more exercise. But that's kind of like a lifestyle thing for me at this stage. So I don't think I need to prioritize it as a habit, but just like keep focus on it as well.
mm.
But yeah, we need to like completely go a change of direction, if I can call it that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We can definitely change that. Um, so Lalani, with the it is discipline
Yeah, and
what,
planning,
and
like a
planning.
routine, like a daily planning, like yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing with the 42-day challenge, right? You need to choose one simple thing that is going to support that.
Okay.
So what is going to support the discipline?
I actually thought of it, if I can implement one thing to help with to cover that. Um, I was actually on chat trying to look for an app that can be like I capture it there and I can have all my reminders there. But yet, like, okay, like we said yesterday morning, if I can give 2 hours production a day for Canvas clients and 1 hour of this and one, so if I can get an app to help me stick to my planning.
Mm.
That I feel like that's gonna be my discipline to get an app to help me get into the rhythm.
Yes, okay. So I think the first thing you need to do is you need to get used to using your diary. So what diary do you use? In terms of like Microsoft Outlook diary, Google diary?
Old-fashioned A5 hard cover.
Yeah, no, no,
I
no.
like
You
it.
And then And
No,
then,
listen, this is the
yeah, no,
diary
I
I
don't
bought
use a
the
diary.
beginning of this
Although
year.
I use my Google Calendar.
This is the diary I bought this year. It's an A4 freaking massive that I don't use.
I know I write everything in mine. I kind of, but you know what my thing is? I am a list person, so I like ticking off things, but
Mm.
so my brain, and I actually realized that now in the last 2 weeks. So when I start doing my list for what I'm going to do tomorrow, I will write down absolutely everything, like write down everything, and then I don't do them. I don't go back to the list and do them because I know I remember what I need to do and I do some of them and I complete them. And I never go to my diary like prioritizing number one, two, and three and do them, and then all the rest are bonus. You know that concept or that theory or whatever you call it. They say plan your day in advance and then choose three things. Give your first 2 hours of your day to that specific thing. Give all your focus there, and all the rest you do for the day is a bonus. So yeah, I write everything in my diary and then I just rewrite them the next day and the next day and don't get through the whole list. So that's the discipline coming in again.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to see if I can help you there. Anil, just refresh my memory. What are you doing with the 42-day challenge?
I am working on um, implementing the Banting diet.
Ah,
So
yes, I
that,
remember.
yeah, so it's my health goal and diet, and specifically implementing consistently the Banting diet.
And how's it been going?
Okay, so what I suggest you do to keep the quality of your images and don't get losing the quality. If you can
I'm just going to
send
put
your
it
images for me.
on mute. Sorry, Anil, I thought she was asking you a question, but I think she just took a call. Tell me,
Yes. So I think, is today the 10th day or is today the 11th day? Help me.
today is the 11th day.
Right. Okay. So I think of those, let's call it the historic 10 days, eight of them were successful, and two of them I slipped up. I think in the first 5 days or something, I ate a bowl of pasta, and yesterday I had a half a toasted cheese and tomato sandwich, um, which is okay. All right, we
Yes,
move on.
yes, and it was half, and it
So
must have been
I
delicious.
I it was. But in any case, we want to make sure that we're consistent. Okay,
Mm.
and consistency is important. So I've got to look back at yesterday, what happened, why did it happen, and so I can do something differently. I think your environment is very important. If I sit like if I'm having a very busy day and I sit at my desk, I have my breakfast, lunch, and supper at my desk, then I have no problem. It's when I go into the kitchen, like one should normally do, and go and sit at the table with your family, you tend to go off the script because suddenly there's lots of things on the table, you want to have something. So that's what happened to me yesterday. I I had a I was in a good space yesterday morning. I thought, oh, let me take an extra 15 minutes, half an hour. Let's just sit with the family, have a lovely breakfast. And I was having my normal yogurt and granola that I have, which is good. And then I don't know, mom was making a lovely toasted cheese and tomato sandwich for everybody. And then I couldn't resist. So I gotta learn from there. Be a little bit more disciplined and stick to the plan. Right?
So it's both of
Gotta
you
learn.
about discipline.
Sorry.
Yes,
Both
yes,
you and
both.
Leilani have then something about discipline.
Yes, we
So
are naughty,
I
hey?
think yes, very naughty. So and Irene, there are two things that I just want to chat about, if that's okay. One is discipline,
Yeah.
and the other is that look, in other aspects of my life, or my work and career, I've got a lot of pressure at the moment, which is normal this time of the year. But when there's a lot of pressure and stuff like that, one tends to always start munching on things you don't want to munch, you don't need to munch on. And it's normally where I fall apart.
Mm.
So if we can tackle both things, that would be.
Yes, okay. We're definitely going to tackle both things. And it's actually part of the course content. So what I wanted to do today is speak about being self-compassionate, being self-kind, and just increasing the self-love. And you won't believe it, that comes with definitely the pressure, right? The pressure of the environment that we're in and what do we need to do about it. Before we go into that one, I want to talk about discipline. So the way you incorporate discipline into what it is that you're wanting to achieve is that you find that way to support the discipline. So if we're going to use your food as an example, and then we'll do Lalani's example as well. It's like, okay, so how can I support sticking in my Banting diet? And one of the things you said, was the fact that it's when you sit with the family and you watch them eat something delicious, and then you also want it. And I think that's perfectly normal. How can you support yourself in that environment?
So I think what has happened is that maybe I wasn't prepared. So every day I sit at the table at my desk and I got my, let's say, breakfast. I got my yogurt and granola in front of me and I eat it. I think I wasn't prepared that something's going to be thrown in front of me and I need to have it like now. So I think tomorrow, well, at least today already it happened, but tomorrow what I need to prepare for is that, hey man, I know that there's a possibility that there's something going to be yummy on the table. I need to train myself to think, okay, we are only here just to have the yogurt and granola. Get up and go. So focus on that. Don't focus on anything else. So it's a mental, psychological thing. Focus on the yogurt and granola and get out of there. Okay, nothing
I want to
else. So I'm
extend
gonna
your
try that.
thinking. I think that's wonderful.
Mm,
And I think you've hit the nail on the head in terms of being prepared for what's coming your way. Like, know that your mother's going to be
mm,
cooking something delicious.
mm,
But I think that it's not, I don't know what the word is, some word, it's not that word, because and you want to be with the family. So it's not, I don't think
mm,
of it as having to get up and go away. It's like you actually want to spend time with the family. Don't deny yourself that. You don't deny
mm,
not having it plus not spending time with your family. It's got to be the mindset
mm,
change has got to be, I'm okay with not having it because this is important for me. I'm okay with not having that sandwich because it's actually really important for me to keep to my diet. And even if you need to write that on your hand or have a little piece of paper that you need to go and get from your pockets and be like, oh yeah, what was it again? What am I supposed to say to myself? Because at that moment, when your mind is like, ooh, delicious, delicious, you might need concrete, something to hold onto to bring you back. So be prepared that your mother is going to have, or whoever you go to a restaurant and the chef is going to have something really delicious that you have chosen not to have.
mm.
So that's what we need
Okay.
to do in terms of the discipline, isn't to focus on the discipline because that becomes too much for us. And then we don't even know what that means. Tell me.
And is this where you also bring your affirmation, where you say, look, my affirmation is I am a banter. Banter is not quite the right word, but the banting diet banter. Let's
I
just
love
go
it.
with it. Um, so I would say I'm a banter and be okay with that lifestyle choice that you've just made.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
okay. It's okay if everybody else is having it. So you have what you want to have and
Exactly.
enjoy the company and move on.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And that also
Mm,
then you can also incorporate your why, right? You can
mm,
incorporate the why into why are you doing it? But yes, it's the mindset shift of understanding that you are actually going to be tempted. Hello, Karen.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little bit late.
Hi.
Morning.
No problem. You're
Hi,
welcome.
hi.
Karen, Karen, you know what they say, good things come to those who wait.
Yes.
That sounds fantastic. I'll wait. Believe me, I'll wait.
We were the ones waiting for you. That's special, the good thing.
Oh, so you're going to get the good things. Damn it.
We just got you, so we waited.
So, Karen, how has your 42-day challenge been going?
Yeah, I can't believe the sun's out today. The weather is fantastic.
Okay, so I take it not so well.
No, I just haven't got my shit together.
But Karen, so you're going to do the chocolates, right?
Yeah, I was going to do the chocolates, and it's Father's Day on Sunday, so I bought Greg's dad like a whole hamper of just goodies, like chocolates, like for example, I've got, I don't know if you guys seen this chocolate brownie, and this one is called a Malva pudding. Well, two of them are gone, and there's two left, and I'm still busy with the hamper. I've got this whole hamper together, but last night I climbed into bed with Netflix. Yo, it was fantastic. I had two chocolates. So I'm just not winning, Anarine. I
No.
don't know. I don't know if I need to go to rehab. What do I need?
Karen, I think you need to stop buying chocolates. I think you're using Father's Day as an excuse to have chocolates in your home.
Yes.
Because it's actually Wednesday and Father's Day is on Sunday. You could have bought it on Sunday morning, right? So you have to finish up that hamper and you've got to put those chocolates away.
Yeah.
What's your
I'll do
cheat?
that. I will definitely do that. What's my cheat? My cheat is supposed to be on a Sunday when I can have something.
Okay. Okay. So Karen, I don't know if this is going to work for you, but I want you to try it. You know those Lindt has those long, thin slabs of chocolate. Okay.
Yes.
I want you to buy one and put that chocolate in your bag.
Okay.
And on next week, Wednesday, you're showing us the uneaten chocolate.
Okay.
So you're going to go and you're not denying yourself. You're having it. There's your chocolate. You can have it whenever you want. It's there for you. Okay? Because the chocolate is the thing that relieves you and gives you the support that you need. Your chocolate is there. So you don't have to rush off and find an excuse to go and buy Father's Day presents, right? You've got it. It's in your bag. You can have it. But all of us, want to see the chocolates on Wednesday. Now, don't go buy it Wednesday morning, eh?
Okay. Okay. So I'll buy it and I've got to keep it. I'm not allowed to eat it.
You got to play with the denial. You got to play with the mind denial in your head. You're not denying yourself. You've got it in your bag. You're not allowed to. I am choosing to. I am choosing not to eat the chocolate I have in my bag. And that's the way I gave up cigarettes, Karen. Instead of throwing my cigarettes away, instead of throwing them away and being like, no, I don't smoke, when I felt like a cigarette, I reminded myself I have a box of cigarettes in my bag. I can smoke. I can smoke. I'm not denying myself, but I'm choosing not to. And it would help me pass through that withdrawal experience I was having. Because remember, me and denial, but denial kills me. If you tell me I can't have it, then my brain can't concentrate on anything else. It becomes no denial. I've got it. It's here. I had a full packet of cigarettes in my bag. And then when I cheated, I cheated. But then when I knew this is it, then I was very focused on doing it. But I left that bag in there. I mean, the cigarettes in my bag, no denial. So that thing is the no denial. I can have it.
Okay.
But
I'll try it. Definitely.
I'm choosing not to have it.
Okay.
It's a very difficult, you got to work with your brain with the denial. Okay, then we will see, and then make it that small, long, thin one, so it doesn't take up too much space in your bag, and it's not complicated, and it's probably a bit of a healthier, indulging chocolate.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, so Karen, what's come up with everybody is that we're
But
looking at
on
yeah, tell me.
what was good was I was up at 5:30 this morning and I went to a 6:30 spinning class.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant. Well done.
Well,
So
that
that was
kind of
good. But then don't ask me not to exercise because I love exercising.
Yes.
that's a good way to get rid of the 2 chocolates of last night.
Yes, yes. Okay, sorry, Anna-Rita, I interrupted you. What are we working on?
It so happens that everyone wants to talk about discipline. So I think it applies, right? So we're looking at discipline, and the thing is, we're not going to concentrate on the discipline of what it is that we need to do. We are going to find a way to support where you need to be disciplined. So for you, it's you need to be disciplined in not having chocolates. How are you going to support yourself? And in my mind, what I'm suggesting to you is play with the denial. I'm not denying, it's a choice. With Anil's one was being exposed to delicious food when he's trying to do the banting, and the way he's going to support himself is by being ready before he sits at the table. I know I'm going to be exposed, but I'm ready because I'm, what did you call it, Anil? I'm a banter.
I'm a banter. That's it.
Yes. I'm a banter. Yeah, I love it. So, Lilani, let's talk about the discipline one for you, right?
Okay.
I need you to, I'm gonna tell you an app, but before we even get to the app, I need you to choose a calendar. So I moved from Microsoft Calendar. So, you know, in Outlook, do you use Outlook at all?
Yes.
Okay, so you can use either one. So either your Outlook calendar has Google, I mean, either your Outlook inbox has a calendar, or you're using Google Calendar.
Okay.
I use Google Calendar because I was able to connect my business email through Google Calendar. I wasn't able to do that through Microsoft. But you can choose how you're going to do that.
Okay.
So if you're sending an invitation to a client, my invitations come from Anarene Life Coaching and not my Gmail at Anarene.
I think you must explain or you must help me set that up. Um, I only use the emails on my phone. I haven't set up my new laptop yet with it, so I haven't. Originally, my opinion about Outlook is, oh gosh, I flip and hate Outlook. But it was many, many, many years ago. There was an email system that was absolutely Incredimail. It was absolutely amazing, and then they just yeah, it vanished, it disappeared for like 10 years that I've used it in it. So they had it fun and exciting and easy. And yeah, so we lost that. And since then, I've never ever fell in love with a new system. So I need to set up my Google, my Outbox and to incorporate that with my calendar. Absolutely.
Yes.
So I would really like some assistance there.
Lilani, it is not easy. It took me a long time to get right. So this is the thing,
Okay.
right? Who hosts your email? Like AfriHost or Webmail, or who has your at company name?
Uh, domains.co.za.
I actually think that that's quite a good one.
Yeah, they are the best.
Yeah, okay. So you have to, they're going to have the answer for you because it's going to be that you got to go either onto their YouTube channel or they're going to have how you connect it.
Oh, okay.
I would suggest going through Google because I found it easier to have my office calendar on Google.
Tell me your office. It's not a Gmail account, hey?
No, so through
Okay.
Google, and on my phone, I use Google to access, the Gmail.
Yeah.
To access my calendar.
Okay. Yeah, so I will just link all my or set up all my email addresses on Outlook, and then I don't have a choice. I have to start working with it and I have to learn it.
Yeah, listen, I can like help you set up some of that. Yeah. So then I need you to use the Google Calendar or the Outlook calendar because it's going to remind you, sends you an email. It pops up on your screen to say, "Hi, by the way, this is what you're supposed to be doing."
Okay.
And you can also get the notifications on your phone.
Okay.
So with every single client I have, my phone says, 42-day challenge in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's what you need. Now,
Yes.
the other app that's supportive it's called, well, the one that I use, I've stopped using it now. It's called Habit Share.
Okay.
And that is a nice app to get reminders of what it is that you're supposed to be doing. I used that app for positive reinforcement. So as a everything's going to be okay message came through to me.
Okay.
So randomly I'd check my phone and a message would be like, and I chose different messages for different times, like, "You've got this," or "It's okay to be sad," like, "Shit's hit the fan, but you're okay." And I used that app to remind me.
Okay.
The other thing, Lilani, that you can do is ask chat. Say, "Hey, chat, I'm really going through a bad day today. Can you just positively reinforce me whenever I ask you a question?" And chat will say, "Sure, my darling, you're going to be okay."
No, okay. All right. If
And
they're
as far as
online.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's even totally jacked up if you're paying for it, because then you can actually give it specific commands on how to hold you accountable and how to push you forward. But I don't pay for chat. Um, but if you can say to chat, "Listen, I'm really having a bad day today. Can you, emotionally help me feel better whenever I ask you a question?" Because it's not just going to prompt you like randomly when you're
Yeah.
on it and you're asking it, then it changes the way it speaks to you. It'll be like, "Hey, you're having a bad day, but everything's going to be okay. And I think that what you're asking is you're really on the right track and you're amazing. And you know what? I think it's a bit, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little bit nervous because chat has sent me in the wrong direction. Um, and I went kind of down this rabbit hole in investigating something, and then something clicked in my brain, and I asked it this one question, and then chat redirected me in a totally different way, and I was pissed off with chat, like furious. I think I told you about this. I was really
Yes.
pissed off because I thought it understood where I was going, and it didn't. So you've got to just bear that in mind. It might be saying to you because you're having a bad day, "Hey, you're amazing and your thought thinking is great." But in the meantime, what it's really thinking is, "Shit, babe, that's a bad idea. Don't do that." But it doesn't want to tell you that because you've asked it to be nice to you.
Okay.
Tricky, right? Um, but if you are asking chat for that emotional support, remember that you need to tap in with a human as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I phone on Irene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got a
Noted.
little bit of homework in terms of getting the discipline right.
Yes.
Super important. No, a calendar revolutionized my life, really. Um, and what I do with Google Calendar is I use my color. Um, I use color to support me, I use color.
Okay.
Okay, the other thing that I just want to speak to you about because I do still want to get to content is planning routine. So we deal with the routine in the abundance membership, right? We deal with the morning routine and we deal with the evening routine. Um, but when you say that you're wanting to do a planned routine, just talk to me about that.
Just like routine planner, same. Just like figuring out to cover all my freaking wickets during the day to fit in everything I need to do. Um, because like yesterday, was it yesterday? No, it was the day before. I had a shitty day. I had such a bad day. Like it just felt like everything is too much. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to stop. I don't know what I must take on and do right away. And that ended up making me do a horrible production time or production day. It was like a zero on a contract. And but I feel like if I get myself constantly in this situation, like running through kids or quickly putting up supper or whatever, and then I'm like, okay, sitting in front of my computer and I'm like, okay, what must I do first? Or what is it what I must do? Or so,
I
but if I
understand.
had a planner, then I know, okay, from 8 to 10, I'm quickly targeting those three things that I listed last night or whatever. And then after that, because now I know those three things, and then from there, let's say 10 to 12 is production for Canvas Clowns. And then after that, I don't know what to do next because there's still the competition that I need to set up and whatever, and there's so many things that need to fall in place. So I've thought of doing like if I can have a weekly planner and I know this hours are set out for that specific business or that specific task, I think I will find it easier to not feel overwhelmed with all the other 100 things that also needs to get done. Setting up, doing a quick design for this week's campaign that I need to run, setting up, go sit and quickly create a post for Google or for Facebook or whatever the case might be. I just feel like if I've got a planner, it's going to be
Yes.
so much easier to know what my next step is. And if I skip it, then I know, okay, just go back to it once you have time. Or if I finish things before time, I can quickly go on to the next things or whatever.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do right now, and everyone can do this. Draw a spider diagram on a piece of paper and put yourself in the middle. And then for you, Lalani, you're going to do all the different areas, all the different businesses. Okay. And Neil, I want you to do all the different um, goals that you've set for yourself that you're wanting to achieve in a spider diagram. You're in the middle, so you'll have example, your financial goal, your enlightenment goal, so on and so forth. So you're going to have you in the circle, and then you're going to have all the other things that you're working on. Karen, for you, the same. You're going to have you in the circle, and you're going to have talk radio. You're going to have your teaching. You're going to have your partner. All of the things that you have that are specifically important to you. Like I have my children. So it's almost like the life wheel, but the life wheel is custom to my life, which when I designed that, it was like a total aha moment for me. Sometime long ago, I felt this emotion that my life wheel needed to be my own. How ridiculous. But I always start off in terms of coaching with the original life wheel. And then as we progress, allow yourself to create your own life wheel. And this is what it is, okay? So Lolani, at those moments where you're like, oh, cuck, what am I doing? What's going on? Because it's going to happen even if you've got a planner, okay? The
Mm.
reality of that, sorry, I've left my door open and noise, is to be able to go back to baseline. And baseline is what you're working on. And I use my spider diagram or my life wheel to do my morning pages when I'm lost and confused. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because as I'm starting to do my morning pages, it's like, oh my word, I feel so lost. I don't know what I'm doing today. This is I've got this time now and I feel as if I'm wasting my time and I don't know where to start because I feel so overwhelmed. It's like, okay, then go to my life wheel. What's the first thing I want to work on? Okay, 42-day challenge. Then I go, okay, slowly do that, slowly do that. It's like, okay. And remember, I get anxious when I'm doing my morning pages and I feel as if I need to have my to-do list attached to it. So then on the next page, I've got my to-do list. So it's like, okay, action is fix 42 days mailers. Fix login has been there sequentially. The duration of the 42-day challenge. Jesse has given me trouble. So it's allowing yourself then to regurgitate what's in your brain out onto paper, and then you got your to-do list. You know exactly what comes next.
Okay.
Now, I need to give you another little tip that always works for me is that, okay, so that's life wheel, planning, regurgitating, get it out. If you still cannot function, like you know, you've got this plan and you still feel that absolute heightened sense of anxiety, something's wrong, put pen down, put page down, and go outside. Stop what you're doing. Something's wrong. We emotionally need to connect with that. I had this exact thing on Monday. I was like besides myself. And I had to tap out of everything I had to do that day and connect Monday, Tuesday, actually. I actually think I'm only really feeling better this morning. Um, and I had to tap out and recognize what was wrong. And I finally figured it out. It took a freaking long time. And when I figured it out, the emotion changed like that. It was like, I am not doing this. Not doing it. Done. I'm not doing this. And I felt so much better. Like that. So it's if you still cannot concentrate, something emotionally is going on with you. Allow yourself to step out.
Okay.
Okay, anyone want to say anything before? I just want to tell you a little bit about the content that I want us to have at the back of our minds, right? Okay, so here's what I want us to work on this week in terms of the 42-day challenge. And I have been working with this for a very long time, and I still find it difficult to navigate what. I've become much better. I got it from, let me just grab a book. Actually, I've got it here. This is the Kirsten Neff book on self-compassion. Follow her on social media. She is amazing. And
Show again.
it is the Kirsten Neff Self-Compassion. She's not she's not good with public appearances. So you don't like, you know, like, I don't know, like Tony Robbins or Mel Robbins. When they start speaking, you're almost immediately engaged with what they want to say. Like she's not like that. You actually have to allow yourself to listen to what she's saying because her content is a different. I almost feel as if I can say it like she's more South African than American in terms of her marketing approach. So it's not so invasive and in your face. And because the Americans are so invasive, we like, I'm gonna watch you, I'm gonna watch you, I'm gonna watch you. She's not like that. She's got more of a subtler approach. Um, so she speaks beautifully about how we need to be self-compassionate and have self-kindness and self-care. And when I first started to kind of research this and apply it into my own life, I found it very difficult because it's like I lost the ability to know how to look after myself freaking years ago. Like I don't know what that means. So it was a real eye opener and a real investigation in terms of what it is that I needed to do. And remember that default book I always go to, The Blinking Artist's Way. She also has that artist date, which encourages you to romance yourself and encourage you to do something nice and special for yourself and take yourself out on a nice romantic date alone. Do your makeup for yourself, dress nicely for yourself, go for a coffee for yourself. And it's a really beautiful concept to change the mindset and to change where you're at, where we look at self-compassion. And I just want to give us a little bit of examples of how we can be compassionate to ourselves and how we can increase our level of love. And one of the things that is always something that I kind of default to if I'm doing something for myself, it always consists of somewhere quiet. So it's like the library or a church or somewhere where you're actually kind of not allowed to speak. And when I realized that, that was so moving for me because I almost had found my answer. And you need to do that for yourself. It's like, if you're doing something nice and beautiful and kind for yourself, what does it mean? And I mean, you can, in a terms of psychology, point of view, like go into the fact that why do you need to be somewhere where you can't talk to find yourself? You can dissect that. But I think what we're looking at more importantly is the fact that you're allowed to choose that place and be comfortable there, even if it's something as odd as going to the library for fun. Yes. What did you say? I went to the library. Yes. So it's allowing yourself to choose it for yourself, even if anyone else is going to think that you're out of your mind. That's okay. Okay. So it's finding that space to allow self-compassion. It's finding that space to allow self-kindness, all of it. So the next concept that I want to bring in is in the moments, and this is how it relates back to the 42-day challenge, is in the moment where you feel as if you failed, in the moment where you feel overwhelmed and you like, I really did badly today and nothing's happening for me. It's that ability to put the critic in check and allow yourself to be nice to yourself about it. And this topic is seriously debated because also with the way that we were brought up, because we have this idea, and I'm not saying it's the wrong idea, but it needs to be put into perspective, that if you do something wrong, there needs to be a consequence because the world is like that. And the consequence must be negative. So naughty children get put in the naughty corner or get a smack. It's the consequence of being naughty. So when you cheat, when you do something that you feel as if you shouldn't be doing, when you do nothing, you just can't bring yourself to do anything, default reaction is that you're going to be punished. And what happens with this, and I've seen it loads of times, is that you punish yourself into a corner and you're literally there beating yourself into the corner. And that's not the right way. The right way is what you would do to a child. The right way is like, listen, that wasn't the right thing to do. And you shouldn't have done that. But what are you actually going to do to make it right? What are you actually going to do to change it? How are you going to lovingly support yourself, which is exactly what we did with discipline and exactly what we did with the routine? How are you going to lovingly support yourself? Not by beating yourself up because you didn't do well, you made a mistake, you're feeling shame, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling the guilt of the lack of execution, whatever it is. Beating yourself up like the traditional way because there are consequences in this world means we're beating ourselves into a corner. And this is why it's highly debatable, and it's a very interesting thing to try and navigate, especially as a parent, because there are consequences to this world. If you do things wrong, there's a consequence to that, and you really need your child to understand that. And you really need disciplined children, disciplined in inverted commas, are generally happier than undisciplined children because they know their boundaries, they know that they are safe within the discipline. So it's not disciplining yourself, it's just doing it in a kind, loving, respectful way. And that, in my mind, is, and this is also a little bit debatable on how you're going to get it right, and you need to kind of figure it out for yourself, but it's in my mind is being that honest with yourself. Like Monday, Tuesday for me, I was like, I'm unrailed. I'm literally a train not on a track. And I was fighting for this cause. And then I realized that this is why I'm unrailed. I actually cannot do it that way. And I was fighting for the cause in a specific way because I was fear-based. And as soon as I allowed myself to understand that, I was able to find another plan.
I really like this. I had a conversation with Kristalani last night exactly about that. She since they all were very small, all three of my children had. I'm a big believer in chores. You have to have chores. You have to help in the house, and and we spoke about it yesterday. I said to her, you know what, you lack in your chores, but yet you want to go to the neighbors every night to have a coffee there or whatever, but you don't care doing your stuff during the day. And I don't want to be a bad person all the time. I don't want to discipline or punish you permanently, but I feel like you are careless because you don't have consequences. And then always her response will be, Mom, what do you want me to be? What do you want the consequence to be? And I keep on saying to her, but I don't want to be the bitch. I just want you to take responsibility for your chores or whatever needs to be happening. And then I don't have to be an asshole at night saying you cannot go next door to have a coffee there also. And then so every time we ended up just leaving it where it is. So there's no solution to it. And now that you say that, taking the consequence and make it positively, how can you fix it because you know you're doing wrong? That's
Mm.
going to absolutely change the complete conversation. So I cannot wait to have the conversation with it. And that's what the one thing I always say, and all my friends and family will know, I always say to them, um, in Christianity, I feel like God gave me the responsibility to teach you to brush your teeth. I taught you well. I've multiple times, and I put my limit on 3 times. I teach you in that case 3 times perfectly. Go step by step, take those teeth, brush it, blah, 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 the whole thing. And then I'm like, so I've given the responsibility that I had, I now give it to you. Now it's your responsibility to do it well. If you don't do it well, then you're gonna get the consequence, not me. I taught you well. I did my responsibility. And this completely fit into that. Like she has to now take the responsibility for her consequence in whatever matters. So I really like the way that you say, what can you do to fix whatever you have done wrong? I absolutely love it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a special one because it takes you from being lost to being found by being self-compassionate.
Mm.
Because you find the next step, and the next step's lovingly and supportingly there for you. Super interesting. Yeah, she speaks about her experience, and she's also the woman who taught me about if you're unsure on how to respond to yourself kindly, then just imagine yourself as your best friend. And how would you say that to your best friend? So your best friend skinnered, and she went to tell another friend the skinner, and she wasn't allowed to because it was in confidence. What would you tell the skinner friend? You tell the skinner friend, like, oh, that wasn't a good idea, man. You've caused some trouble. Like, like let's think of a plan. Like, what are you going to do about it? How can you fix the situation? What you tell yourself is, you are bad. Nobody's ever going to be friends with you. You're such a loser. Look what you've just done. You've ruined everything. But if you switch it to what you would say to your friend, because you'll never say to your friend, you're such a loser. Never. Those words will never come out of your mouth. So that's a really nice trick on how to change your mind from saying what you normally say it what you would say to your friend.
And Irene, can you put that book up again? I just want to take a screenshot. It's okay. You gotta move it a little bit back, please. Okay, got it. Thank you.
That was a good idea. I think you must just take a picture of it, Irene, and just put it on the group for us.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. This isn't her only work. So yeah, she's wonderful. Yeah, and she is on social media and she does lots of like events and stuff. So it's a nice one to tap into. It's actually not only her work, it's her and someone else's work, but he's never on social media. So, without the face, you link it to the face you see, and it's her. But it is her work, and she says it like she doesn't say this is my work. She says like whatever his name is. But I don't think he's probably like one of those seriously bright people who are like so bright that it's like people who are they like what are they? So yeah. Okay, anything else from your side?
And Irene, sorry, silly question. So that little mind map we were doing, what was the purpose? Was that just to give us clarification in if we're thinking about it, we're struggling, what do we do right now with our goal?
That's it. And it's nice
Okay.
to reference back that that's what you're working with. So for you and Neil, you can use this when shit hits the fan in terms of what it is that you're busy 2 months now. When you need to focus a little bit on this, you can just come to your life wheel and have a look or your spider diagram and be like, actually, today I'm just going to do one. I'm going to do this one.
Okay. Okay, good. And then that lovely book that you shared with us and the topic, is there any particular actions that you want us to do from that?
Yes, you need to increase the self-kindness and self-compassion for the week.
That's difficult.
Very. I know. I know. But I need you to start because it's a work in progress that. Especially depending on the way you've been brought up. But you need to be mindful about the fact that you need to be nicer to yourself. Here's another one of my theories is that the world is not nice. There are things out there that are really not nice. And it leaves you with a choice to add to the not niceness or to choose to be nice. And it starts with self-compassion. Because if you're being nicer to yourself, then it's much easier to be nicer to others. If the whole world
Yeah.
decided to be more self-compassionate, people would be nicer to one another.
And I know we're running out of time, but just one action that I can take just to manage my work-life balance so that I can continue to succeed at my 42-day challenge while still having to do what I need to do for my work.
I think you need to choose the most important thing that you need to focus on. Choose one for the next 2 months. So out of the goal list, choose the one thing that's the most important thing. And then, Anil, self-compassion. So when things are hectic at work, you're going to ask yourself, how can I be self-loving, self-kindness, self-compassionate to myself after a hard day's work? And that's going to tie to one of the goals of like, I'm going to connect with myself. I'm going to do a nice meditation. Neil, off topic, the other thing that I think you should do is over the weekend choose to have do something fun. No, no, yes, that's what I want to say, but exactly what I want to say is have something to look forward to.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to help you navigate the next 2 months. Remember, 2 months is 6 weeks, plus
Yeah.
minus, right?
Yes.
So all you need to do is get through the 42-day challenge, and you're away from the torture of hardcore work. It's nothing. It's a blink of an eye.
Yes.
So self-compassion, something to look forward to, and you're going to choose one thing that you're going to concentrate on. What's your one thing that you're going to choose? Do you know yet?
Well, spirituality is my number one goal. So that would have to be it.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you, everybody. Anyone else want to say something before we go?
Nope, I'm good.
No, I'm good. I'm motivated. Ready for the week.
Good.
I'll
Sounds
show you my
awesome.
chocolate next Wednesday.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Another
Good.
one that you bought.
No, the one.
Only one, the new one.
No, you know what you need to do for us, Karen?
Self-compassion. I've already forgiven myself.
Good,
Good.
good. You take a picture of it when you buy it. Send it to the
Okay,
group.
put it on the group.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right,
like it.
guys.
I
Thank
think
you very
everybody should join me. They should all buy a chocolate and keep it there till next week.
Yeah, the
Nice
problem
one.
It's called
Yeah.
support.
it's called support.
Thanks,
I'll
Anureen.
courier,
Bye-bye, everybody.
I'll courier
Cheers.
you
Courier.
mine.
Bye, guys.
No way, Zolani. You
Bye.
look at that one too.
Okay. Keep well, guys. Thanks
Yes,
for the
guys.
session.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.